And good afternoon, and welcome to another Mauler's post-game show. My name is Ralph Williams from Sports Corner. Also, don't forget about my other shows as well. Called Sports Corner, The Way I See It, Mauler Talk, and also my national broadcast as well. And also my other national broadcasts also. Well, just for a little bit of notoriety here, uh, the Maulers not only played a bad game, they played the worst game of their season today against the Michigan Panthers. Jeff Fisher got his first win, and it had to be against the Maulers. So as you can see, the Maulers did lose today, 24-0 to the Michigan Panthers. Now, Maulers played this game like they didn't care. And I even said this was going to happen sooner or later because Kirby Wilson, and the way he's been coaching, and I said this at the pregame, he's coaching like this team is a high school team. And you can't do that. And here's the thing that has me bothered. I understand he's coached some prominent running backs in his career. And I understand that he has coached some big-time running backs in his career. But this is head coach of the USFL of the Pittsburgh Maulers. This is not coaching an individual running back who you made famous, and I'm glad that you did, and I'm happy for you, and I'm glad that some of these Hall of Fame running backs say that you're the greatest thing since sliced bread, and you are not, okay? You are a horrible head coach. You have bad play calling, all right, and everything else. So what I'm saying to you is this has turned into a big-time mess as far as go. And I think that the ownership of the Maulers, whoever they are, need to take a look at Kirby Wilson at the end of this season. They are now 0-3. They played a sloppy game today all across the board. And at the end, you could tell they didn't want to play anymore. They were worn out. And I even said this before. I said that Kirby Wilson cannot act like he did with the Le'Veon Smith with this pizza incident. And today was exactly what I said was going to happen. This team quit on Kirby Wilson. And I don't want to hear no more excuses from Kirby Wilson about how we'll be ready next week or we didn't play that hard. I take the blame for bad play calling. Then don't call the plays. Let the offensive coordinator do his job. All right? So it's a simple fact, Kirby Wilson, that you're so stubborn that you don't even want to know exactly what this is. And now our team is 0-3. 0-3. All right? The offense was non-productible. The defense couldn't stop anybody. And the special teams was even worse. I saw two plays. I didn't catch the whole game. But from what, Jack Collinsworth kept bringing up the old wounds from the first half. All right? So the only reason that the Panthers were in this game is because the Maulers had poor defense and poor offense. All right? 24-0, first shutout of the year. And guess who's the team that's involved in it? The Maulers. The kicking game is horrible. Okay? The special teams was bad. All right? Fumble a ball, cause a touchdown. All right? Then you let the ball bounce and it goes 20 yards and you have bad field position. Then you get a penalty and worse field position. Then Josh Love, the quarterback, is so dumb, all right, that he goes and it's 4th and 3. He bootlegs. Then he throws all the way across to the other side when he could have took the 3-point, just ran for it and made the sticks. He was too worried about the touchdown. Worry about getting the sticks first, Josh, before you worry about getting the touchdown. The touchdown can be there. All right? Do you see what I'm getting at? And then you go and you throw these stupid little passes, all right, just like Ben Roethlisberger did for the Steelers the last couple of years because he had a bad offensive line, okay? That's exactly what the Maulers look like today, all right? Paxton Lynch, former Steeler who did absolutely nothing. He did nothing in Denver, and he comes out today and he throws 2 touchdowns in the first half, and then, as usual, he gets hurt. So there goes Paxton Lynch, okay? Paxton Lynch is an injury case no matter where you throw it. He's a reject of a quarterback, all right? But today he got the start. He played well. But of course it's against the Maulers, who have a team that quits on their coach, who has a bad defense that can't keep up, and a coach who calls bad plays on the offense. Your comments are welcome today. If you think of what I'm saying is wrong, if you watch the game today, here on Mauler'S post game, I am Ralph Williams. All right, so yesterday's scores: Tampa Bay 27, Houston 26, Birmingham 22, New Orleans 13. Birmingham 3-0. All right. I don't get this. I just don't. Todd Haley's team came back and won by 1 point against Kevin Sumlin's Houston team, 27-26. Tonight, New Jersey Generals versus the Philly Stars, who, of course, got their first win against the Pittsburgh Maulers. All right? They are a laughingstock of the USFL right now, and it's really getting out of control, and I have had just about enough of it. I think it's time that whoever this ownership group is or whatever, needs to take a look at Kirby Wilson and do something about this. I think Kirby Wilson's going to get a year reprieve because of the way the setup is right now. As you're aware, they are actually playing all their games at Legion Field in Alabama, and I don't believe that the USFL is letting the owners take over their teams. I believe that they are in control for the first season. There's nothing wrong with that, but you know what? You got to give them a little bit of a break, because I'm going to tell you what, I don't personally believe if you want to make something happen with this Mauler's team, you're going to have to start straightening things up, this ownership group. Because let's say, for instance, the USFL does last past this year, okay? And then we decide now that we're going to bring the Mauler's to Pittsburgh, all right? Do you think that the Mauler fan base here, whatever of it there is gonna tolerate 0-3 of a coach that acts like like he has a bunch of high school kids like Herman Boone? Okay? You know what? I personally believe Kirby Wilson watched too much of Remember the Titans, because this is exactly how he's running his team. Take a look at watch Remember the Titans and tell me he's not running his team like that. That's a high school team. Herman Boone ran it like that. All right? I said this in the pregame. And I'm really frustrated because this is the worst performance that I saw. I thought game 1 was bad. Well, at least we scored 3 points. Today we scored nothing. Okay? I wanted to see Jeff Fisher be 0-3. But now he's 1-2 because of the Maulers. All right? Comments in the comments section. Pittsburgh Maulers lose again today, 24-0. They are 0-3. And then I have to hear Jack Collinsworth go, well, there's plenty of football left. How? Plenty of football to a team who quits on their coach. And I knew this was going to happen as soon as De'Veon Smith got cut from the team for a lousy piece of pizza. That's the scenario here with the Maulers. Okay? All right, don't forget later on tonight, live here on Facebook and on YouTube, we are going to be here tonight to talk about the NFL draft. We'll be on for a little bit, about an hour or so. 9:35, the way I see it, 1 hour special edition tonight. Live also on YouTube and Facebook. Tuesday night, 8 p.m., Sports Corner podcast with me, Ralph Williams. We're going to talk about mostly everything. Wednesday afternoon, 4:30, is Mauler Talk with me, Ralph Williams. We will talk more about this on Wednesday at 4:30. You're watching Mauler's post game. Comments in the comments section. I know what you're going to tell me. This ain't going to last. This ain't going to go. Well, let's say it does last. What are these new owners? What kind of team is the new owners going to bring to Pittsburgh? What, we're going to watch them go 0-10? Is that what we're going to do? You want to draw a fan base, you got to win. You can't draw a fan base if you're not winning games. Okay? All right? And having all these games played in Birmingham and no fans at the game except for when Birmingham plays, That's when everybody in Birmingham shows up. All right? They don't want to watch all these games. Maybe they can't afford it. I don't know what the cost of living is in Birmingham. All right? You know, nobody supports these kind of extracurricular sports. I've said that many times, especially about Pittsburgh. All right? I wish they'd stop doing it. All right? We can't support an NBA team. They've talked many years about bringing one here. Can't support it. Okay? We don't even go to baseball games. And I know the Pirates stink. All right? I realize that. Cubs stink. They sell out they sell out Wrigley Field all the time. Okay? Baltimore stinks. They sell out Camden Yards all the time. So I don't want to hear about stink and about how teams are stinking. And nobody wants to go to a game. All right? Fireworks night last night. I was going down the 10th Street bypass. I took a little glance over to the PNC Park last night. Didn't look like there wasn't even a full stadium for fireworks night last night. All these runners here. All these people here for different events. And you couldn't even sell out PNC Park. Okay? So what makes you think you're going to sell out for a Mauler's game if you can't have the product that's good on the field? Comments in the comments section. All right, let's continue with my media schedule this week. I'm going to be recording. I'm going to be taping for the Claudio Rosano show along with Luther Dupree and Smoking Jim Frazier on Wednesday. It'll be aired on Friday on ClaudioRosano.com. We're going to be talking about the NFL draft. Also on Thursday night, 8 o'clock p.m., 347-205-9631. It is going to be the Black and Gold Sports Show with myself and Mark Mancini. We're going to talk a little bit about the draft, Pirates, Penguins, and a whole lot more. Also, don't forget Thursday night, 10:15, we're live here on YouTube and on Facebook. We're going to have a draft summit, which I'm going to have some local guys on, and I'm going to have Scott Morganroth on from South Florida Tribune. And I'm working on getting Steve Bellisario on from New England. Last I checked with him, he was ill, but I'm going to find out if he's better enough to come on. Perhaps maybe Greg Fooch as well from the South Florida Tribune. I'm working on getting some people on the show. Talk about the draft, what their teams have done in the draft, what they, how they fared, what kind of grades, whatever. We're going to talk about the full draft and the Steelers as well. It's going to be a great night. 10:15 on Thursday, right here live on YouTube and Facebook. The Maulers, they lose again, 24-0. You're watching Mauler's post game. Yeah, I'm not happy about it because they're coming to Pittsburgh next year if that's the case. We don't even know if the USFL is going to last past this year because the USFL is going to have some tough sledding next year, everybody. The tough sledding is going to be this. You have Major League Football, and they already hired a coach for one of their teams for next spring, and that's Jerry Glanville. That is a named coach. I know he's 80 years old. I know he's been around the block 200 times. I realize that. Okay? All right, Studio B in 808 Studios here in Allentown. I am Ralph Williams. It's great to be here with you this afternoon talking Mauler postgame. Sad about the loss 24-0. We will discuss more Mauler talk on Wednesday. Don't forget 4:30 in the afternoon on Wednesday as well as Mauler talk. Right here on YouTube and Facebook. I am the only local Pittsburgh guy covering Mauler's, having Mauler's podcasts and talk shows to discuss the Maulers. I was trying to get Glenn Carano on. But since Glenn Carano's personal assistant, Glenn Carano now is a manager or general manager of a hotel in Reno. I called the hotel. I left numerous messages. I've tried to reach out to Glenn. I can't because he has a personal assistant. So I have to go through the personal assistant to get a hold of Glenn Carano. Those of you who don't know who Glenn Carano was, he was the original first quarterback of the Maulers. Then he went to play for the Dallas Cowboys for a little while and a few other teams as well in the NFL. He was a backup at best, but he was a starter for the Maulers. He was the first Mauler starting quarterback. All right, so but that's my story on Glenn Carano. All right, I gave up on him. I don't have time to babysit him. If he doesn't feel like his personal assistant don't feel like I'm worthy of the time of day to pick up the telephone or email me or say, hey, look, I've been getting too much of that lately. If you saw my post on my Facebook page about the other day, I was disgusted. I'm getting sick of it. I'm getting tired of it. I'm part of this Pittsburgh media too, just like everybody else whose names I'm not going to mention on here because I don't want to get accused of slander or mentioning somebody's name on here, and then I get tortured all over the place about it. I do want to say one thing, though. Yesterday was the very last day for Guy Junker at WTAE Action News. I want to say congratulations to Guy. 45 years in the media business here in Pittsburgh. So congratulations to Guy on his retirement. I wish him a lot of good luck and God bless him. I hope he enjoys his retirement well. Guy Junker, I wish you well. That's all I have to say about that anyway. But as I mentioned before, I am the only Pittsburgh media person who is talking Mauler's. No one else is doing it. No one else is taking it up. No one else feels they have the time to do it. Well, I made the time to do it here, and I'm trying to get somebody on from the USFL, somebody on from the Mauler's. Can't get a hold of anybody in media relations or anything. The Pittsburgh Reporter here, there was a couple of them that were covering the Mauler's a little bit that I wanted to talk to. They refused to return my emails and my phone calls. So you know what? I don't need them either. So we'll just talk Mauler's here on our own because it seems like I'm going to be my own one-trick pony because of that situation. All right. Anyway, I also wanted to remind you next Sunday we go back to regular schedule. 9 o'clock Sports Corner, 9:35, the way I see it, 30-minute versions. Friday, 7 p.m. The way I see it, I'm working on getting a guest. I'm not going to guarantee you I'll have a guest on. And the only reason I'm doing this now is because lately I've been getting screwed over on guests for that show as well. They say they're going to be on, and then they want to play games, call me up at the last minute, an hour before the show. I don't have time for that stuff anymore. I'm tired of it. I think, if you think you're going to treat me like a redheaded stepchild, I have something for you, and that's not going to happen because this time I'm not going away. I went away once. I'm not doing it again. Okay? It's a simple fact. I'm in this for the long haul, and guess what? I am in it, and I will succeed. Okay? And with you or without you, I will succeed. So if you want to continue to blow my emails and my phone calls off, that's fine. You go ahead and do that. All you folks I've tried to call for guests to get on my show, just continue doing it. That's okay. I'll go on national shows. I'll do national. And what's sad about this whole thing is I'm getting treated better by national people than I do by the own media in this local area here in Pittsburgh, and I feel very appalled by this, and I think it shouldn't happen. Tonight at 9:35, the way I see it, I have a nice life story about an appalling issue that happened here in my building again. Seems like it's a never-ending situation here, but we'll discuss it tonight on the way I see it. I am Ralph Williams. This has been Mauler's Postgame. Everyone have a great night. Thank you, and be safe.